My life with Melissa felt like a dream. We had been together since high school, a storybook romance that everyone around us admired. We built a life together, brick by brick, from our first tiny apartment to the beautiful house we called home. I thought we had it all, but one day the dream shattered. It started with small things. Melissa became distant, always on her phone, smiling at messages that weren't from me. When I asked, she'd just wave it off, saying it was a work thing or an old friend. I trusted her. I had no reason not to. Then came the late nights, the unexplained absences, the excuses that didn't quite add up. The air in our home grew thick, with unspoken words and a tension I couldn't name. I tried to talk to her, to bridge the growing gap between us, but she would just shut down or accuse me of being controlling. I felt like I was losing my mind, questioning my own sanity. Was I imagining things? Was I being too needy? I loved her so much that I was willing to believe I was the problem. The truth finally came out on our anniversary. I had planned a special evening, hoping to reconnect, to find the spark we'd lost. But Melissa came home late, not with an apology, but with a confession. She was leaving me. It's not just leaving me, but leaving me for someone else. The words hit me like a physical blow. She said his name, Mark, and my world just stopped. He was a new manager at her firm, someone she had mentioned in passing. Her next words were the ones that would haunt me for months. He's just better, Wade. He's more ambitious, more exciting. He offers me a life you can't better. One word was all it took to invalidate our entire history, our shared dreams, our love. She looked at me, not with sadness or remorse, but with a cold resolve that I didn't recognize. She packed a bag that night, and just like that, 15 years of my life walked out the door, leaving behind an echoing silence and a hole in my heart I thought would never heal. The days that followed were a blur of pain. Every corner of the house held a memory of her. Her laugh, her scent, the way she used to hum while she cooked. It was torture. I barely ate. I couldn't sleep. My friends and family rallied around me, trying to pull me out of the darkness. But I was drowning in my own grief. I felt like a failure, a man who wasn't good enough. Her word, better, played on a loop in my head. What was wrong with me? What did he have that I didn't? I spent weeks just existing, going through the motions. I went to work, came home, and stared at the walls. But slowly, very slowly, a tiny spark of anger began to replace the sorrow. Anger at her for her betrayal, but also anger at myself for letting her define my worth. One morning, I woke up and decided I was done. I was done being the victim in my own story. I deserved more than to be someone's discarded past. I started small, joined a gym, channeling my frustration and pain into something productive. I reconnected with old friends I had lost touch with. I started working on a project I had put on the back burner for years, a small woodworking business out of my garage. It was something I was passionate about, something that was entirely mine. For the first time in a long time, I felt a flicker of purpose, a sense of self that wasn't tied to being Melissa's husband. As the months passed, my little business started to grow. People loved my custom furniture, and word of mouth spread quickly. I was busy, fulfilled, and slowly but surely I was healing. I even started dating again, meeting new people, and realizing that there was life after Melissa. I wasn't looking for a replacement. I was just enjoying the feeling of being wanted for who I was, not who someone thought I should be. I was becoming my own version of better. Then, about a year after she left, my phone rang. It was a number I didn't recognize, but I answered anyway. It was Melissa. Her voice was hesitant, fragile, a stark contrast to the confident woman who had walked out on me. She asked if we could meet, just to talk. Curiosity got the better of me, and I agreed. We met at a neutral coffee shop. The woman who sat across from me looked tired. The spark she had when she left was gone, replaced by a deep-seated weariness. She told me everything. The exciting new life with Mark had been a fantasy. Its ambition was really just ruthless greed, and the excitement was a constant cycle of drama and instability. He was controlling, dismissive, and had been cheating on her just like she had cheated on me. The better life she had envisioned was a lie, and the man she had left me for saw her as nothing more than a temporary distraction. She was alone, living in a small apartment, her career in jeopardy because of the office scandal. She looked at me with tears in her eyes and said the words I once thought I'd give anything to hear. I made a mistake, Wade. A terrible, terrible mistake. I was a fool. You were the best thing that ever happened to me, and I threw it all away for nothing." She asked if there was any chance for us, any way we could try again. A year ago, I would have said yes in a heartbeat. But now, I looked at the woman in front of me, and I didn't feel anger or pity. I just felt nothing. I told her, calmly and without malice, that the Wade she knew was gone. She had broken not just my heart, but my trust, and that was something I couldn't rebuild. I had built a new life for myself, a life I was proud of, a life that didn't have room for her anymore. I wished her well, genuinely, and told her I hoped she found happiness, but it wouldn't be with me.